Welcome back, everybody. Focus shifted to one day internationals, which is the classic white ball cricket between India and England. After a four test match series and a five T20 games in Ahmedabad, the teams moved to Pune. Talk about it today. This is Suman, and we have Sanjay with us today to review the first one day international game.
Hi, Suman. Hi, everyone.
Shocking start for England, I would say, because again, completing the games seems to be the problem. And Morgan said that they would prefer losing it this way than losing by 20 runs. So what happened, Sanjay? What do you think? How did the first one-day international start?
We've had a one-day game after a while. So all this, thriller-minute action in test matches, T20, it took me a couple of hours just to get into the pace of ODI cricket. India lost the toss, as usual. We had two debutants, Krunal Pandya and Prasidh Krishna. This is a season for debutants. Flavor of the season is debutants coming in and performing really well. It was a really, really dull start. I thought 60 odd for no loss in 15 overs. But then you had Shikhar Dhawan kicking on, Rahul coming in and scoring a lot of runs. And then the crucial innings was from Krunal Pandya, I thought, who's got 50 odd, very emotional 50 for him. England batting started really well. They got 130 odd in 14 overs. Who loses a game after getting that many runs? So Morgan saying that, this is how we play and this is how we'll continue to play sounds well, but they didn't really close the game out very well. They had 8 overs to spare. I don't know what went into their head. So this was a fantastic comeback from India after being behind and getting them all out for 240 odd. 116 runs is what they scored for the last 10 wickets. So great comeback from India. And series is nicely set up. This is the world champions, won the series in India. So it'll be really interesting what happens.
Yeah, it was a good game. Everybody took time to adjust because we thought the power play first 10 overs will start all bang, bang, bang. But it was a cautious start from Rohit and Shikhar Dhawan. What do you think of Shikhar Dhawan's innings? I mean, I had my apprehensions about he being in the 11, but he proved me wrong by 98 not out. Unfortunately, missed century.
Great ODI player. The way, and we've discussed this before, how our T20 is more of an extension from the one-day cricket. One-day cricket obviously gives much more time for the players to come in, settle in, and then start scoring runs. His innings was really crucial. He should have got 100, got out to a pull shot. But great for him. He's definitely one of the best players on the 50 over side, and in his record in the ICC trophies are amazing. But yeah, whether he fits into the long-term plan of 2023 is a question mark. But great for him.
We've put up a stat which I was not aware of. Last 3 one-day international scores of Dhawan were 74, 96, and 98, which clearly shows the selection was done basis the merit. Because we were talking about it, does Rishabh Pant fit into the mix between Dhawan and KL Rahul? One of them probably could have made way, but I think both of them took their roles seriously today. Unfortunate for Pant, but it should give him rest after all the busy last 4 months Rishabh Pant had.
Yeah, Rishabh Pant's selection was something which I thought they would go for, considering Rahul's form has been poor. But if you look back at how Rahul has been performing, it was good to just have that continuation in ODI cricket. This, for all you know, might be something the guys are trying to ensure everyone's in the mix, because the focus for the next couple of years is simply going to be T20. So anyone, getting a gig, trying to ensure that they are in the mix and, keep performing well, puts up pressure on anyone who's coming in and trying to hold their place. So
yeah, India winning by 66 runs is definitely good. We'll come to the debutants, but let's spend a little bit of time on England. Moeen Ali and Sam Billings are the new faces. Otherwise, the team was unchanged from what we have seen T20. Moeen Ali, was it a good call to bring him in finally, I would think?
Yeah, after all the bench, warming the bench for 5 T20Is and flying back to England, coming back, not getting a game. I thought he should have got a game in T20s, but he's definitely an underachiever with the bat. Bowling, he did all right. I thought none of the spinners seemed to do much anyways this game. His inclusion was good, but I think England expect much more of him with the bat. So it was a bit disappointing the way they collapsed right in the middle. But, kudos to India. The newcomers, everyone after that poor start, from our perspective, lost the plot and bamboozled by what we had to offer.
That start was outstanding. Jason Roy and Bairstow, and their statistics opening pair speaks a lot. 42 innings with an average of 60, 12 partnerships of 109 50s. That is outstanding opening partnership, and they definitely shocked our bowlers. I've seen some stats that the first 18 overs or so, I think we conceded 145 odd runs across all 5 bowlers, and then the rest 22 overs or so, it was less than 80 runs. So what do you think happened with our bowling start? Was it just nerves or great batting? Was it the pitch?
Even if you look at the 2019 World Cup game we played against England, they started in a different gear altogether. So it was expected that England will come hard. They've got a different theory of batting in one-day cricket. It's pretty much an extension of how their T20 cricket is. So as Morgan said, that this is how we play and this is how we'll continue to play, and he doesn't mind losing this way, which I find a bit surprising. But it was expected that they would come hard, but the inexperience probably showed at the start. Prasidh Krishna, in his first game, everyone was getting tonked in the first few overs. So it was a big challenge for India. And Virat did mention this is one of those sweetest victory in recent times, because after 130 odd for no loss in 14 overs, you literally required 5.5 runs an over and 10 wickets in the shed. So it was a great comeback from India.
Now, speaking of debutants, Krunal Pandya, fastest 50, is it, by a debutant for India? That's great performance. No nerves whatsoever, and you felt he should get a man of the match.
Yeah, at one point I did feel that he should have, because India wouldn't have got more than 280, 290, which might have been 30, 40 runs well short. Wouldn't have had the scoreboard pressure on England, although they ended up losing with 8 overs to spare. So I think that was the decisive knock, which also helped Rahul, I thought, because he was struggling in the initial 30, 40 balls. So he played and played really freely. The whole talk about him being susceptible to short ball didn't really was visible. He was playing really well. So his knock was absolutely crucial. Although bowling, he just managed to complete his 10 overs, got a solitary wicket. But yeah, his was a decisive performance. Apart from that, I think Prasidh Krishna was the one, and Shardul Thakur. Both of them broke the back of England batting in the middle order and at the top.
Prasidh Krishna, especially 140 clicks, even though he started little expensive, I think he has it in him to come back. You can clearly see from his body language. He's a strike bowler, so he's going to go for runs. And you posted the stat that he finally breaks the, debutant with best bowling figures record?
Yeah, so if anyone who loves a bit of quiz would know that the best bowling figures for India in an ODI had been with Noel David, 3 for 31, the 3 for 21, the off spinner back in the day in 1997. So it was a very popular question. So I was like, okay, yeah, Prasidh Krishna's going to get the 4th wicket and then this is going to change. So really happy that he becomes he has the best bowling figures for India in ODI cricket. And Krunal Pandya, obviously, the fastest 50 by a debutant.
Promising times for India. If you look at the 10 debutants on the bottom left of your screen from Australia series, that in itself is a playing 11, which can give run for the money for any team.
I think if you put up 2 teams in any international competition, it's a good chance that both of them would finish in top 4 and might end up playing each other in the final. So we are spoiled for choices. It's a good thing. It's probably the golden phase in Indian cricket. Ever since that Australian tour, everyone who's getting a chance is showing a lot of performance, and that just shows how the structure is. And IPL obviously has helped everyone. No one's got any nerves coming in. starts to perform right from the outset. So great times for Indian cricket, great times to be an Indian cricket fan.
And mind you, Bumrah and Shami are not even in the contention. Imagine if they come into the mix. I mean, exciting times. Hopefully this continues for another 5 to 10 years or so. Shikhar Dhawan, yes, did well, but here's who my man of the match is, frankly, because he has this uncanny knack of picking wickets when team really needs. What do you think of this meme which is floating around on internet?
He is the Lord Shardul Thakur. Actually, you're right. After the first 2 wickets, the 3 quick wickets which he took, the most crucial wickets, Johnny Bairstow, Joss Butler, and I think was it Owen Morgan, crucial wickets. And after that, England could still have won, but that was the phase in which India came back after Prasidh Krishna took the initial couple of wickets. So yeah, every time he gets a chance, he puts up his case. Be it test matches, T20s, he was the highest wicket taker in the T20 series as well.
When every bowler was going 10 plus per over, he came in and stayed at 6 per over and took 3 wickets. So definitely got India back into the attack. Fantastic first one-day international overall. 2 more matches to go. So England will be desperate to come back into the series by winning the next one. Hopefully they win so that weekend will have another exciting game. I don't know how many of us knew that there was a T20 series after a ODI series between India women's and South Africa women. A couple of key anecdotes. Shafali Verma becomes, I think, the first Indian to be ranked number 1 on ICC T20 batters. And she also scored a fastest 50 today, what I read. I didn't see the game today, but I've seen her batting. What do you think about her and her contributions to Indian cricket?
She is compared to Virendra Sehwag, basically, if you want to have a comparison from men's perspective. She is absolutely brilliant batter. I've seen her during the last year's World Cup. Absolutely brilliant. She scored 60 of 30 balls, so going at a strike rate of 200. I think there was a small target, which they 114 odd, which they achieved in 11 overs. Smriti Mandhana also scored 48. Smriti Mandhana, for people who don't know, is basically Ganguly and David Gower combined for women's cricket. She is absolute treat to the eye if you want to watch some good batting. So great for women's cricket. They haven't had too much games in the lockdown phase, etc. So any international cricket they can get, any exposure they can get, it's great for them. And Shafali Verma would probably, if she has good 4-5 years, she would be topping all the charts of batting in international women's cricket.
Yeah, at a point I was following online, it showed that team score was 62 or something, and her score was 58, which is about 96% of the score which she was making. And one other notable contribution today to the victory was when bowling. Rajeshwari Gayakwad took 3 wickets for 9 runs. She's a left-arm bowler. I've seen her again in the past bowling, very economical. So we thought it would be fruitless not mentioning the women's competition and the game going on today while all the limelight switches towards men's games. So congratulations to Shafali Verma and Rajeshwari Gayakwad. Sucks that the team couldn't win the series, but at least some consolation. So kudos to the women's cricket team. This was good, Sanjay. Thanks for your time as usual. We appreciate your insights and all the stats which you bring about. Looking forward for game 2. Hopefully England wins so that it becomes 1-1 and then we can nicely set up. And the folks who are watching, thanks for making time again. We continue to create content as much as possible. Drop us a comment. Tell us what else do you want to see. We appreciate your support you're bringing in the comments, all the views which you're doing. We do look forward for it. Thanks very much and see you again soon. Thanks, Sanjay.
Thanks, guys.